It's the mystery man. He's all wrapped up in a gas mask. Xiao Qiao didn't say anything when he saw him. Instead, he pulled out a deodorant and sprayed it in Xiao Qiao's face. In a trance, this scene reminded Xiao Qiao of Li. She then collapsed. The mystery man's bottle was filled with LSD. After knocking out Xiao Qiao, Mystique threw her on the bed. He just picked up his dinner plate and left. He had to go out because of that phone call while walking around the corner. The mystery man threw his dinner plate in the trash. Incidentally, he took off his own mask and threw it away. After the disposal, mystery man starts walking out the door while talking on the phone. When he comes out, it's dusk outside. And it's only then that he can see where he is. It's a residential building. The mystery man made it all the way to the station. The phone in his hand keeps ringing. The guy on the other side hasn't picked up yet. Then a kid at the station noticed him. He seemed to recognize the mystery man and stared him straight in the face. The next moment surprisingly shouted out, "Brother." The mysterious man also froze for a moment when he heard. He glanced at the child. An icy chill surrounds the child. The boy's scalp went numb at the sight. Immediately turned his head and said, "I'm sorry. I recognized the wrong person. Because my brother said he'd pick me up, so I thought you were him." The mystery man looked straight at the little boy. He was about to say something when, suddenly, the call came through. The interrupted mystic then talked to the person on the other end of the line. During the conversation, the person mentioned something about a dead body, and the mystery man says he knows. "I'll be there." After hanging up the phone, he took the bus and left the area, and the direction to go is a place called G Mountain. Go back to Xiao Xiao. She just woke up. Look at the sunlight outside. She begins to remember the mysterious man's behavior, that familiar deodorant, and the fact that his movements and demeanor are exactly like Lei's. Even those private messages, website addresses, etc., all express a message. The mystery man is Lei, but Xiao Qiao had a feeling something was wrong. Just as she was thinking, she smelled a sour odor. It's the smell of hair. Xiao Qiao remembers he hasn't washed his hair in days. A young girl is kidnapped by a mysterious man, but she found her father's scent on the man's mask. Xiao Qiao recalls the scent of the mysterious man while washing her hair. It's a scent that Xiao Qiao knows all too well. It's not the floral scent of deodorant, it's the acrid smell of his dad's body. This intrigues Xiao Qiao to no end. Why? Why does that mystery man smell like dad? Where the hell is this place? Also, why am I being held here? These are the things Xiao Qiao wants to know. She wants to investigate. That's when the alarm went off. It's time for your daily computer session. Xiao Qiao comes to the computer. Whenever she wants to know something, she opens the computer like this. Whether it's friends or the world. As long as everything is known through the computer, Xiao Qiao is turning on the computer. Loi's draft logs have all been erased. Even the website has been disconnected. The guy deleted all evidence of Loi and manipulated my phone. Xiao Qiao ponders, what is he trying to get from me? Suddenly she has a flash of insight. It's Loi's unlock code. Xiao Qiao reacts with chagrin. You must have seen all the stuff on my phone. He wouldn't have deleted them all, would he? That's what I've been trying to get. But soon she calmed down again. She's being held here now. Those things don't work. She's going to continue investigating Lei. I'm not giving up on him. Xiao Qiao searched for Lei's account directly on the forum's official website, but the screen that popped up made her pupils shrink. What is Kim Hina's SNS account? The mystery man is asking and baiting Xiao Qiao in the same way he did earlier. Xiao Qiao is puzzled. Why would he ask that? Is he trying to find out what I really know? With that, she smiled evilly. Then go ahead and check it out. Xiao Qiao does know Kim Hina's SNS account. After knowing her account, Xiao Qiao has also read what she has posted, but she won't expose it now. Xiao Qiao opens the public forum. She has an idea. Could it be that everything was actually investigated by me? But that idea was shattered just as soon as it came out. She saw a post on the forums. There's been a tragedy on Mount G. The followers say 2 other students from his class are missing. That's really scary. Xiao Qiao froze. G Mountain? Isn't that the hill behind my neighborhood? She clicked in to take a look, but saw someone who blew her away. It's her dad. There's a murder in the hills behind her house. A young girl investigates a clue, but finds dad's figure. Xiao Qiao turns on the newscast and realizes that a reporter is actually on the scene, interviewing her dad. Ask him if he's seen any suspicious people, etc. Xiao Qiao is shocked. Dad's answer is very meaningful. This is a construction site. There are suspicious people everywhere. Xiao Qiao looks at the screen image and thinks, is this what Mystic meant for me to see? That means, has Lei's hand reached Dad? But the next moment, Xiao Qiao lowered his head in lost interest. Because if that's the case, Mystic's plan has gone awry. No matter what happens to her dad, Xiao doesn't care. It's just a matter of no one giving her pocket money. Xiao Xiao's family's lack of love is a big reason why she's like this. She doesn't have any father-daughter bond with Dad at all. They only interacted when they were very young. Even Dad's job was guessed by Xiao by looking at his clothes. She doesn't even know how old Dad is. The only thing Xiao knows is, Dad has 2 friends, 1 and 2. During Xiao Xiao's childhood, her father just ignored her. Even when Xiao Xiao was bawling his eyes out, he just ate. And when Xiao Xiao saw that Dad didn't pay attention to her, she would deliberately cry even louder. The shrill cry annoys Dad. He pulls his cell phone out of his pocket, tapped it a couple times with his chopsticks, showing Xiao Xiao that he can come and play with this. Leave him alone. Xiao Xiao immediately ran over and grabbed the phone and played with it, but Dad's face went dark, because Xiao Xiao actually opened his call log. Looking at the above call logs with friend 1 and friend 2, the young Xiao Xiao was thinking, this kind of person actually has friends? Next thing I know, Dad's got the phone. He said to Xiao Xiao with scarlet eyes, call records are not something you can just look at. Although this is just a warning, but it was the first time Dad spoke to Xiao Xiao, so she was happy. But then there's something else that Xiao Xiao remembers very well. It was a stormy night. Xiao Xiao was crying to get Dad's mobile phone, but that day, Dad was a stranger to her. The shoes that Dad took off when he came back were dripping red water, and the clothes he's wearing. There's even blood red water coming down from the top of his head. My father's eyes are filled with murderous rage. It's as if he's just come back from something horrible. At that moment, there was a thunderclap. Lightning fell upon Dad, a downpour of rain. My dad came home with a trail of blood. The light of the thunder shone on him, making his godless face look particularly murderous. The young Xiao cries at the sight, but his father just took off his jacket as if nothing had happened. Then he opens the refrigerator and takes out his dinner and starts eating. See, Xiao is still crying. He took out his cell phone and tapped it with his chopsticks, signaling Xiao Xiao to come play with his cell phone. Xiao Xiao got the cell phone and deliberately went back to look at Dad's call logs. Dad's most recent call was with friend 1. The time is 6:57 in the evening. It was shortly before his return. Xiao Xiao was holding his cell phone and is about to inquire about something. But the next second, the phone was taken away from her. The father smashed the phone hard against the mirror to hide his secret. Looking at the cell phone plugged into the mirror, Xiao Xiao froze. This is her childhood. What kind of person is this person? Even she doesn't know. And after doing what he just did, Dad continues to eat calmly. A broken mirror reflects Dad's figure, as if on cue. It's as if Dad has a broken past. Time to go back to the present. Dad is listening to a classical music channel. He likes to light up a cigarette and relax with some soft music. But this time it's different. He heard a different voice in the channel. It's a doctor's online submission. Dad instantly changed his face when he heard the word doctor. He seems to be very sensitive to the profession. At this point, the camera pans over to Dad's side. There's some special drugs here, like hydrochloric acid and antiseptics, and all sorts of tools with blood on them. Pliers, hammers, knives, gloves, etc. Dad's mouth began to chant slowly. All senses are dulled, with the camera pulling away, realizing that Dad is not at home at this time. Instead, he's in a small iron room in the mountains, a remote location, drugs and tools for sticky blood. Nothing suggests what Dad just did. After listening to the music, Dad gets up and goes to the workbench and starts packing up his tools. Everything is bagged and taken away. The blood was wiped off with antiseptic wipes. It's time for him to go. The junkyard at Mount G. The police have cordoned off the area. It's the murder case. The officer in charge of the case has arrived on the scene. He's looking at the bag of body parts. How uncomfortable would it be to see a dead body for the first time? This little cop just threw up. It's a mysterious case of broken bodies. The killer cut up the victim's body and dumped it in the construction site's landfill. There's a lot of people coming and going from the site. The search will be difficult. The officer in charge of this case said after asking his subordinates to send the body for an autopsy, although it's rarely on the news these days. But the truth is, murders are still happening. It just got caught before it became a serial murderer. In this day and age, the police have scientific investigations, surveillance, car recorders, and so on. There's no place for a killer to hide. After all this talk, the officer told his subordinate to look up at a surveillance camera. He's had a feeling lately. It's as if both the machine and the man are watching someone all the time. Xiao Xiao sighed. She's been in that dark room for 10 days, according to the surveillance. She spent the last few days eating, sleeping, and eating. The rest of the day is spent interacting with the computer. By now, Xiao has started talking to himself more often than not, complaining frantically that the food here is really bad, but she still finishes it. She wants to see if there are any more clues left by the mysterious man at the bottom of the plate. But here's the strange thing. She hasn't seen a message since that meeting with the mystery man, but the days went on as usual. Every day, the alarm goes off just after dinner. 9 o'clock is Xiao Xiao's internet time. She would naturally go to the computer. Like a tamed dog, she's adjusting to life here. Every day when Xiao turns on his computer, he opens Lei's homepage and journal as if he were at work. Then he searches for the account number, but got nothing. Bored, Xiao plans to go to the forums and watch people fight. As soon as she opened the page, she saw the gossip of a top stream idol. The other party is suspected to be involved in violent activities. It's in the middle of a public outcry. The comments underneath all show him concern for his parents. One of the guys was swearing really hard. That got Xiao Xiao's attention, but when she clicked on the person's homepage, it was private account. Xiao scolded the guy for interrupting her interest, and later intends to check out Kim Hina's SNS account again. I didn't expect to find something strange when I looked at it. Kim Hina says she wants to move her family. She doesn't want to stay in her current neighborhood anymore. It's horrible. Xiao Xiao is wondering what the hell this guy is talking about. The following words caught her attention. Kim Hina mentioned someone, said he used to be popular at school. He was also a good student. He's at her own back table, Kim Hina's desk. Surely that's not me? Is that Lei? Xiao Xiao reacts. Did Lei go to school? Is that why she's left me alone for the past few days? Your classmate is recognized as the dream guy in the class, but one day he just disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already on the news. He was murdered. The body was split up and dumped in a landfill. And you, who were at his table, were kidnapped. Imprisoned in a secret room. Xiao Xiao just opened the forums and found the shocking news. She was instantly shocked and disoriented. Lei is dead? Who is that mysterious man who locked me up? Xiao Xiao becomes agitated. She can't believe it. All the clues point to Lei, but now the truth is telling her. Lei is dead. Xiao Xiao opens the search bar, typed in Mount G. She wants to see the evidence for herself. But right after that, an official message popped up. Dashing her hopes, the news identified the victim as Lei, word for word. It also detailed his school, class, etc. Now Xiao Xiao is dumbfounded. It's true, Lei is really dead. At this point, the mask outside the room was picked up. The mystic is back. He's coming straight at Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao's heart starts to beat faster at the sound of those footsteps. Who the hell is this guy? On the school side, the two girls at Xiao Xiao's desk are talking. Kim Hina says her parents are picking her up after school today. She's afraid to go home by herself now. Another girl also agreed. After all, it's a horrible thing to happen. They both turned their heads and looked back. Lai's desk is filled with white chrysanthemums from her classmates. Due to the sheer number of flowers, a few more fell to Xiao Cao's side. It looked as if they were both dead. After school, Kim Hina found her mom who came to get her. On the way home, Mom suddenly said she just heard about the family background of the child who had the accident while chatting with other parents. So Lai's mom is a doctor. His father is a prosecutor. It's a standard rich family in H. And now they're dead. That's a shame. Kim Hina also responded, Lai not only has a good family, but he is also very good at what he does. The other side. A cry comes from the empty classroom. Lai's mom is on her knees in front of her son's desk, crying. She, who has always regarded Lai as her spiritual support, cannot accept such a cruel fact. And then the crying mother. Lai's dad didn't say a word the whole time. Don't know what he's thinking. That's when Mom's voice stopped. She fainted from the grief. The teacher called an ambulance. A few minutes later, Lai's parents left with the ambulance, and the teacher let out a sigh as she watched them leave.